Time to exchange some concepts and rationalizations. Had a wonderful week, undefeated, as always.
It's been a strong performance by you, Dan. Shout out to, wow, Jinx, owe me a Coke.
Yeah.
Anthony, our Guggen
caller
winner,
number
67. It was an absolute onslaught of phone calls. But Anthony got through. He's the winner of a pair of tickets to the World Golf Hall of Fame. That gets him admission to the Hall.
Let me, by the way, clear up for you Guggens out there how it really went. Your caller number 1, your caller number 32, your caller number 67.
Full disclosure, Dan, I didn't even go that far. I picked up one line and said, you're 67.
Okay.
You're the winner.
Gotcha.
I'm not answering 67 calls, Dan.
Okay.
I only have so much patience.
Understood.
Anthony's going to the Hall of Fame with admission to the Hall, a round on the putting course, a shot at that great challenge hole, and he'll also get some complimentary airport parking from usapark.net. Let's play the feud.
Let's do it.
Round 1.
Round 1, Dan. I don't really have a question, but I'm just going to clear the floor for you to allow you to address this idiotic study from Emory University that declared the Jaguar fans 29th worst in the NFL.
Did you print that story?
I couldn't print it because I couldn't get past their paywall there at the Times Union, so you have to pay for that quality content.
I think you said it.
I sent you the link because you could open it on mobile somehow, because that's how they run there at this brilliant organization downtown.
All right, hang on.
You can open stories on your phone and read them for free.
I'm glad you did. It is idiotic, but I did read it. But I just want to. There's a couple reasons why, and I didn't have as much of a problem as you had with it. I'll tell you why. And this isn't to suggest Jaguar fans are the 29th or among the, quote, NFL's worst. But in looking at the parameters with which they determine it.
Yes, the three metrics they use.
Yeah, it's the small market deal that's going to kill us every time.
Because
tell them what they are.
The three metrics they use: fan equity, which is how much money is spent by your fans.
Number 1, we have very affordable tickets.
Right.
We don't spend as much money as the big markets. The tickets the tickets in New York, the tickets in, I don't know what LA is yet, tickets in Philadelphia, tickets in New England, much more expensive than they are here.
Social equity, how often fans engage with the team's online community. Again,
also, by the way, Mark Lamping at the State of the Jaguars franchise update pointed out that while there have been leaps and bounds made by Jaguars.com in terms of percentage, overall, we're still ranked at the bottom of people who use, and that would be that metric, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And the final metric was road equity, how a team draws for away games.
And listen,
and of the three, that was the one they ranked highest in.
Yeah, and by the way, our Jag fans do road trips, but it's not like Pittsburgh Steeler fans or Green Bay Packer fans because there's not as many of them as us. Like, for example, my wife and younger son, Drew went to Pittsburgh for the playoff game, and my wife and younger son went to Nashville last year for a game. So, and there's Jaguar fans at every game, but it's a very small, it's not, if you're at a game where the Steelers or the Packers or whoever is visiting, you'll see tons of fans of that team. You won't see that with the Jaguars. That's fair to say.
We were vastly outnumbered in Pittsburgh,
of course we were.
Obviously.
And by the way, like I said, and I've said this before, you Steeler fans are highly overrated. Your tickets weren't that expensive.
No, they weren't bad at all.
And I'm not sure. You could have got a ticket to that playoff game. They had no belief in that Steeler team whatsoever, the Steeler fans. It was not a if you had tried to, you looked into the AFC Championship game, didn't you?
Yeah, and that was, the price difference was crazy.
Yeah.
My first thought as soon as after the Pittsburgh game, because it was a very close to being a dumb emotional decision.
Sure,
on my
you're
part.
hyped up.
I'm hyped up. I'm like, I'm about to book a plane ticket, and I'm about to buy a ticket to the game. Mm-hmm. And I go look off the bat. I'm like, all right, Foxborough AFC title game. I'm like, they're going to be expensive, but nothing too crazy. Probably I'm thinking maybe a little bit over double of what I just paid for Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. But I'll go nosebleed because I just want to get in there.
Right.
I look at nosebleed for the AFC title game. They're like $400.
Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't do it.
I know my Brent Martineau, my colleague on television, he's from up there, so his mom and his family went to that game, and it cost him a pretty penny. So I guess, Beef, what I'm trying to tell you is this isn't – first off, it's not indicative of Jaguar fan whatsoever, so that's what gets us angry. But if you use those metrics, I understand why we would be ranked where we're ranked, I guess is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Round 2.
Yeah. That is fair.
Yeah.
Round 2. It's
which, by the way, if this were a true ETN, I would lose because then the other guy would say, "That's crazy. Those guys, who wrote that?"
Yes.
Let's call them.
Yes. Round 2.
Yeah.
It's a D-Day for Bron, or at least opt-out day.
Opt-out day.
We're
yes.
expecting him to opt out and hit
yes.
the market.
Yes.
There's a rumor circulating, Dan. That started from your friend and mine, Stephen A. Smith.
Okay.
He always urges you to stay off the weed, and he also dropped this nugget on ESPN yesterday. Dan, I'll let you hear it.
Okay.
And then once you hear what he's saying is being suggested,
all right,
the question to you is, would he do it?
Okay.
I got 2 phone calls last night after hours. With folks telling me that LeBron James reached out to Kevin Durant. Actually, Kevin Durant, you know that dude for the reigning 2-time NBA Finals MVP Max? Know that guy, one of the top 3 players in the world? That guy who just spent the last 2 years beating LeBron James in the NBA Finals? Well, LeBron James reached out to Kevin Durant via text, from what I'm told, about coming to Los Angeles.
Listen.
Oh, really?
Would Kevin Durant do that?
Yeah.
Nothing would surprise me what Kevin Durant would do. He, after all, left OKC to go get his championship.
He did hightail it.
I'll tell you what I don't believe. If LeBron James is going to reach out to Kevin Durant, you think he texted him? Yo, KD, Bron here. Let's go to L.A. What? And by the way, is Kevin Durant a free agent this year?
Well, remember, that's how Kevin Durant was communicated to by his teammate Draymond Green with the motivation factor last year going into the finals.
KD,
when he asked him to man up.
KD can opt out, I think.
KD can and will opt out
and get
because
a bigger
he wants
deal.
to sign a longer-term, higher-paying deal with the Warriors.
Right.
But now LeBron's trying to swoop in and go, well, hey, before you sign that deal, what about the purple and gold, dog?
I would have rather LeBron say, what about Cleveland, dog?
Yeah, I mean, he's not even on the Lakers yet.
Hey! Right.
Now,
do you guys think it's that much of a done deal, by the way? Like, does he know? He knows exactly what he's doing by now, doesn't he?
Yes. Right?
So he's probably is texting, or not texting, but communicating with other players. Communicating with other players about.
Apparently, Kawhi's texting LeBron. LeBron's texting Durant.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay.
The Lakers aren't texting anybody because they don't tamper.
Wink, wink, nod, nod. Listen, I hope let me put it this way. I hope we get something crazy like that makes us go, whoa! I would be happy then. That would make free agency worth it to me. Will we get that? I don't know, but I hope we do. That would be fun. Anything. What would not be great is LeBron stays in Cleveland. Paul George stays with OKC.
Although Chalk would be so boring.
The only fun part of that would be the Lakers get nothing, and they now start to really pucker up out there.
Who's excited about Lonzo and the gang? Here we go.
Lakers now turn their sights on Channing Frye.
Lakers may move for Lance Stevenson.
Magic says, "Don't worry, we still have 2019." Oh no! But by the way, like my Knicks who are focused on 2019.
Sure.
Guys, it's 2018. Can we try to get better now?
Because everybody's focused on 2019.
Yeah. Holy cow.
Round 3.
They say when Jimmy Butler will be a free agent. Oh, whoopee.
Speaking of guys who will ultimately be Lakers, you would think. The Spurs reportedly have now said they're, quote, ready to move on from Kawhi Leonard and are reportedly engaged in trade talks with both the Lakers and Celtics.
Right.
Now, we've been saying all along that Kawhi is going to opt out after this coming season and be a free agent and probably sign with one of the LA teams, most likely the Lakers.
Right.
So if you're the Celtics, knowing that it's a 1-year, rental window to chase a title, would you give up enough to pry Kawhi Leonard away from San Antonio?
Are you allowed to talk to Kawhi if you're the Celtics?
I don't know.
Because I would like to call him, meet with him, and say, Kawhi, listen, will you give us a chance?
Right.
I need to know where you stand. Are you,
assuming you don't have a chance, assuming it's a 1-year thing, but this guy plus a healthy Kyrie Irving plus a healthy Gordon Hayward.
Who am I giving up then?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Are you willing to give up enough?
I'm not giving up Tatum.
You'd have to give up. I think you'd have to give up Tatum.
I'm not giving up Tatum.
I wouldn't do it.
At least Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, I'll give up Jaylen Brown.
Apparently, he hasn't been a part of trade talks yet, which I can't imagine.
Who, Jaylen Brown?
Yeah, it's either Brown or Tatum. They're gonna have to give up one.
Jaylen Brown that good?
He's very good, but I would push for Tatum. I would want Tatum.
If you're the Spurs.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm not giving – I'll give you Jaylen Brown and I'll give you Jaylen Brown and my 29th overall pick for Kawhi Leonard. If you're the Spurs, you gotta want more than that.
Right.
Listen, if I thought I could get Kawhi Leonard long term, I'd say take Kyrie. How about Kyrie for Kawhi straight up?
I don't think Kyrie's going to re-sign there.
How about what's interesting is Kyrie. They talk about New York possibly. Mm-hmm. So
would you give him? What about Hayward?
Yeah,
I'd give him Hayward for Kawhi.
Where did I play last year in the NBA Eastern Conference Finals?
Game 7.
Game 7
with no Gordon Hayward
and no Kyrie
practically
Irving.
No Kyrie Irving.
So if I get Kawhi on top of what I have, isn't that going to push me over the top? I think it will. So I would give up either or for Kawhi. Now,
not for a year though. Would you do it for a year?
Well, that's the question, though.
You would do Kyrie. You would do Kyrie for a year, maybe.
It's a year.
I'd think about it.
It's a year.
I'd think about it.
Round 4.
Listen, my culture may allow me to convince Kawhi to stay.
That's the question.
The other thing is,
get him in, and he likes being part of it. And he's competitive,
I don't think NBA players think this way, but I do. I don't think it's a good look to go Team A, Team B, Team C. I don't,
Yeah.
I don't like that.
It's a different time, man.
Yeah.
It's a different era.
It is.
Round 4, Dan. I don't know how you feel about Tony Romo as an analyst. I'm not crazy about him. Some people really love him in the booth. But he came out yesterday and revealed who he says is his team to beat in 2018.
Who did this?
Tony Romo.
Okay.
Now,
I like Tony Romo.
Would you think it's the reigning Super Bowl champs?
Obviously not, by your context clues.
Or the GOAT?
Obviously not, by your context clues.
No. It's the guy that people were flabbergasted came in only at number 10 on the NFL's 100 list. It's Aaron Rodgers and the Cheeseheads.
That's the team to beat.
Is there an argument to be made, or is that crazy talk?
No, it's not crazy talk. Aaron Rodgers is thought of as to be the best quarterback in the NFL. I dispute
but he's got
that.
no Jordy.
But he's 9-7 in the postseason. When healthy, he's really good.
But they added Mercedes Lewis.
Have the Packers added enough?
Jimmy Graham.
That's the question.
Yeah, that's a great question. But I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's good. I like that. I like thinking a little bit out of the box, too, not necessarily coming up with, I wish he had said the Jaguars. I like Tony Romo. I think Tony Romo, Tony Romo won me over. Like, I was like, oh, Tony Romo, whoop-de-doo.
Well, I think he backed off the whole, prediction of play a little bit.
Yeah, but he was good at it.
I know. I mean, he knows every play.
The guy is really good. I like how he loosens up Nance. I like how he's a little bit different in the booth. I like how he has fun. I was watching the other day the Miles Jack wasn't down play again yesterday with Tony Romo calling it. Ooh, ah! So, in fact, cue that up in the break. You'll enjoy that. So I'm okay with that. That's not crazy talk.
Round 5.
It's not the craziest of talks.
No.
Round 5, Dan.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday, in the big league ranks.
Oh.
The L.A. Dodgers
yes.
were in action. Clayton Kershaw was back on the mound.
Yes.
And by all accounts, looked more like an ace. Now, they had him on a little bit of a pitch count.
Right.
But
it's only his second game back.
Yeah, he threw 5, struck out 6, gave up 4 hits, no runs.
All right.
Got a no decision.
All right.
They're saying he looked more like Clayton Kershaw. If Clayton Kershaw looks like Clayton Kershaw, just how much of a favorite now would you consider the Dodgers? Are they back, in that favorite category? I know we were down on them.
You're putting me in a bad spot.
Putting you in a tough spot.
I'm going to stand tall. Even though I may be here.
You don't want to say that word, Dan.
That's right.
It's a hurtful word.
I was can't do it. And I'm going to stand tall and say the Dodgers will not win the West. But certainly that would be a big boost to a team that is now 6 games over 500 and only 3.5 behind the team with the worst uniforms in baseball. That would be the Diamondbacks. What are those things, by the way?
They are trash units.
They are hideous,
oh, they're hideous, man. They're bad.
What is that? Yeah!
Yeah, they're awful. Ew! Even just the straight up gray ones, because it's like this weird. They look like they're wet because they're way darker than everybody else's gray uniforms.
It's awful.
Weird.
Great job by me.
Wonderful job, Dan. One of your best.
Media mogul. Facebook Live.
By the way, shout out to Byron on the Facebook feed. Said 2 things I'm tired of hearing about. The Jaguars being a small market team and LeBron James. I got some bad news for you, Byron.
We love you, Byron.
Fireball.